Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are studying nicely. So we are continuing with the chapter of digestive system. So digestion and absorption, we are continuing. In the previous lecture, I told you about the basic idea. I gave you about the basic idea about this chapter, about the various organs involved and some of the various enzymes that are secreted. So now today we will be starting with the structures. So the first structure that we'll be doing is mouth or buccal cavity or oral cavity. Okay. So in this video, a very small video, we'll be doing this, and in the next video, we'll be doing teeth, and then we'll continue like this with the different structures. So before we start with mouth, let us just revise the definition or what is digestion. Let us just revise what is digestion. So what did we do in the last video? That the food we eat, what are the foods that we eat? The food we eat are carbohydrates, fats, proteins. So these are what? These molecules are what? These molecules are too large. These molecules are too large. These molecules are too large to be used by body. Okay. So what needs to be done? What needs to be done so that the body cells can use it? It must be broken down. It must be, these molecules must be broken down into small molecules. And why they should be broken down? Why they should be broken down? So that the body cells can use it, can absorb it, can assimilate it. And this is what is known as, this whole process is known as digestion. Okay. Very easy to understand. And for this, various enzymes are secreted in various parts of the system that help in breaking down these big molecules into small molecules, right? So there are many organs that are performing these functions, and so collectively or together, the organs that perform these function are, these functions make up what? Make up digestive system. Okay. So in my previous lecture, I drew a diagram. I told you that the alimentary canal starts from mouth and extends till anus. We did this. So now today we start with mouth. So, and in the previous lecture, we also discussed that alimentary canal is around 5 to 7 meter in a living person, and 7 to 9 meter in a cadaver or a dead body or a dead person. Okay. So what can be the organs? If we see what can be the organs that are included, let us just see. Let us start with mouth, and then we go to pharynx. Okay. And then we go to esophagus, right? And then what? Esophagus is attached to stomach, and then small intestine and large intestine, right? Now I told you that there are many glands also. There are many glands also. Which glands? There are many digestive glands also, and they're also known as accessory digestive glands. And these are what? Or organs. So these can be what? Like teeth helps in the mastication, and tongue, right? Making the food into bolus, salivary glands, and liver, gallbladder, pancreas. Okay, we saw all these things in the last video. So now this is just a revision. So now let us start with what? Let us start with mouth. So mouth, or what we can say, buccal cavity or oral cavity, okay, or oral cavity. So these are the words given to mouth. Now let us see what we have to study in it. We all know that this is the mouth or buccal cavity is formed by cheeks, and just look at your mouth and just see it is formed by cheeks and lips and tongue and teeth, and inside mouth there is a palate. So we'll do all these things in, especially teeth, tongue, palate in detail. Okay, so now let us see, let us just with your tongue just feel the upper part of your mouth. You can see that there is a hard thing, and then there is at the posterior side of your mouth there is the softer part. Okay, so that thing is the palate. What is that? Palate. And what is the palate doing? It is a wall or a septum. And this, if there's a septum, I told you in respiration, whenever the word septum comes, it is separating something. Okay, it is separating what? It is separating oral cavity from nasal cavity, right? So many times we have drawn that diagram. Let me tell you again that diagram. So if this is the tongue, this is the palate, and this is the oral cavity, and this is the nasal cavity, and this is the palate that I am talking about. Okay, this is the palate that we are talking about. So this becomes the hard palate, and this becomes the soft palate. Okay, so it is divided into hard palate and soft palate. This is the soft palate, and this is the hard palate. Okay, so this palate is a septum that is separating the oral cavity from the nasal cavity. Easy to understand, first point. Now let us see the second point of palate, and let us now see something about hard palate. Hard palate. So hard palate is the what? It is the anterior portion. If you feel with your tongue, you can feel that it is the anterior portion. Okay, and what else? It and what are these bones? It is maxillary and palatine bones. And what else? It is covered by a mucous membrane. You can feel the slimy thing. It is covered by mucous membrane. Okay, it is covered by mucous membrane. And this mucous membrane has what? It has some ridges. It has some ridges, and those ridges are known as rugs. Okay, those ridges are known as rugs. And what does that rug do? What is the purpose? It helps in what? It helps in holding of food. It helps in holding of food during chewing. Okay, because if it's very smooth inside the mouth, what will happen? We'll keep the food in the mouth, and if we want to chew it, it will be difficult for the mouth to hold the food. The food will just slip back. So what is it doing? It is holding the food. And now with your common sense, tell me, in what kind of animals are these rugs super developed or highly developed? Just with your common sense, tell me, in what kind of animals is it highly developed? Which animal needs to hold the food strongly? It is highly developed in carnivores. Okay. So now, do you know why the food, one more interesting point, why the food is called palatable food? Because it is believed that there are some taste buds that are present there. So it has few taste buds and therefore it's known as palatable food. Just in some interesting point. Okay, so we did this hard palate. So now we'll do this soft palate. You feel with your tongue and you can see that there is a soft thing behind. That's the soft palate. What is that? The posterior portion. Posterior portion where? In the roof of the mouth, right? Correct? In the roof of the mouth. And it is doing what? The hard palate was helping in holding, and it is helping in what? It is helping in slipping of chewing food. Once the food is chewed, the food needs to slip also. So it is helping in slipping. Hard palate was helping in holding. Okay. And there is a conical muscular process behind. If you have seen some cartoons and then when they shout with their mouth open, you can see there's something, dangling like this conical process. That's known as what? That is uvula. Okay, that is uvula. And what does this uvula does? What is the function during swallowing? Because soft palate is helping in what? It is helping in swallowing. So during swallowing, what happens? This soft palate and uvula, what do they close? They close the nasopharynx. Okay, they close the nasopharynx. And why? So that it prevents what? It prevents foods and liquids to go where? To go to nasal cavity. Okay, so now you know what is the function of that uvula. Okay, now let us see. Now I'll just draw a diagram and tell you about this buccal cavity. So if this is our open mouth, right? If this is our open mouth and these are the teeth that we have. Next is teeth. So these are the teeth that we have here. And suppose this is the upper teeth and lower teeth. So, and this is the conical portion that you see. So this is what? This is uvula. Okay, this is what? This is uvula. And this is the tongue. Okay, this is the tongue. And this is what is about buccal cavity. There's nothing so much to understand. You just have to remember a few things that heart. Let us see if you remember. Hard palate is made of which bones? Two bones, important to remember: maxilla and palatine. Maxilla and palatine bones. Now the next thing is the mouth or the buccal cavity is lined by, think common sense, non-keratinized, stratified, squamous epithelium. Okay, it is non-keratinized because it is covered with mucous membrane. It needs to be slippery so that the food can slip. Non-keratinized, stratified, squamous epithelium. Okay, so this is just about then you know what is you know about uvula. What does it do? It closes what? It closes oropharynx. No, it closes nasopharynx. Okay, I just wanted to say it closes nasopharynx so that food and liquids don't enter into the nasal cavity. Okay, so this is just about buccal cavity. And the next class we'll begin with teeth, the structure and the types, and we'll do a detailed diagram. Okay, so the next lecture is teeth. Okay, so bye guys, have fun and please study hard. Bye.